Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And today's video is a review. And you might have noticed in the thumbnail there that the poster that I have up for Hot Take, the Depp slash Heard trial, which actually says USA, because there was the UK trial, which Johnny Depp lost. So I guess they had to put the USA on there to let us know that this was the most recent trial. But the thumbnail doesn't have the little circle with the line through it, where a lot of my other ones, for like Resident Evil, the Netflix show, did. And that's because I actually kind of liked this docudrama, if you want to call it that. Um, to me, I put it in the same category as any of these kind of TV docudramas. Back in the day, I would watch like the Brady Bunch one, or there was the Partridge Family. They always did like the TV versions of serial killers and stuff like that. And they were always pretty bad, but entertaining. One that I was happy with, but also really disappointed with, is the Monkeys film that they did, the docudrama on that, where it really was just a really condensed version of the Monkeys into 90 minutes. Mickey Dolenz of the Monkeys even offered to direct it or be a consultant, and pretty much I think it was like Rhino Records just said no. And so I don't know, it's maybe 50% of what was there, 60% maybe. So you just kind of expect these things. And I did look at other reviews that were on YouTube for Hot Take, and they're all bad. I mean, they just like destroyed the film. And one of my reasons for making this review is that while I watched the trial that was going on, and I watched it from work, I unfortunately could not watch it like 24/7 type of thing, but I was able to just kind of have it playing at work. And and this is going to sound kind of strange, but in a way I could relate to Johnny Depp. I've always liked Johnny Depp. He's one of my favorite actors. Have all of his films been hits with me? No, but that's just like anything. Not every Stephen King book with me is a hit. Or a painting or something like that is, by a particular artist is not going to, or a band is not going to be like a always hit 100%. But I was very interested in this trial because I was involved with two similar experiences, and a lot of what I was hearing really kind of resonated with me. So to let you guys know, and I don't really talk about this a lot, but and it's weird that I'm bringing this up with such a cheesy docudrama that Tubi made probably in like 3 weeks. And but a while back, this is years ago, I was involved in a verbally and physically abusive relationship for 3 years, and it almost destroyed me. I still haven't fully gotten over it, and it was bad. It was more manipulating, and but there was also a fair amount of physical harm that went on there too, but a lot of manipulation to make me feel like less of a man, less of a person. And I let it happen, unfortunately. And the physical stuff was basically to the upper part of my body and stuff, where I would wear a shirt and nobody could see like a bruise. And then before that, like way before that, back in the day, I worked at a video store, and I was a manager there, and one of the employees told a customer to go fuck herself. And I'm like, whoa. So the employee went home. I told the owners, and they fired her. And so basically, the employee came back and said, well, I think you should know that John tried to rape me in the break room. And this is a fairly new employee. The owners have known me for 5 years. There's been no incidents like this or any other. And they are the type of owners that did not trust employees. They didn't trust customers. So they put up like little spy cameras up in the ceilings because you could just pop them up and they would just have them down there. We could see them. I don't know if they were meant to be secret or not, but we could see them. We knew that they were there. And so that's all they had to do was just look at the cameras in the break room. But they knew me well enough to where they told her to leave, and that they did not believe her because it never happened. And and they told me all this. They said this is what she told us, and we don't believe her, and we could very easily look at camera footage, but we know that she didn't do it. So I have this 3-year verbal and physical abuse relationship that I was in. And then there was this incident with this employee. She was younger than me. And those two things really made me want to watch the trial with Johnny Depp and Amber Turd. And even though I don't think Johnny Depp is a saint, I believe that he probably verbally assaulted. I would believe that, but I don't think that he hit her. And I don't really even necessarily believe that he verbally assaulted, but I would think that would probably be it, and I disagree with everything that Amber Heard has said. I don't believe a word out of her mouth. I just don't. And when I first knew about her, it's basically just like, oh, that's the hot girl, from this other movie or something. I didn't even really know her name or anything. And then as she got better known, these rumors came out of assault with boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff. And you never heard anything about Johnny Depp, even from ex-girlfriends and his kids and his friends and all of that pretty much had only good things to say. So when this docudrama came out on Tubi, which was made so fast, and I even put it on the calendar on my phone so I wouldn't forget to watch it. And when I got off work, I got like a pizza and I got like a bottle of soda, and then I came home and watched it. It's 90 minutes. It pretty much looks like it's shot on television, or shot on television, shot for television. It doesn't really look like a movie. And basically, I was wondering, like, why is this called Hot Take? What does that mean? And I looked it up. And hot take means a piece of commentary typically produced quickly in response to a recent event whose primary purpose is to attract attention. And so that, at least they're being honest. At least Tubi is being honest and saying, yeah, this is a hot take. We produced this really fast, and now we're showing it to you, and you can comment on it. And I kind of look at this type of thing as, because it did come out so quickly, as something with like 5 years from now, somebody can watch it instead of having to watch the whole trial. Like I said, it's 90 minutes. It's like this much of a story. And a lot of the stuff originally in the trial that Johnny Depp was talking about, like I said, I could just relate to. absolutely relate to. And the stuff that Amber Heard was saying um, just felt to me like pure acting, pure manipulation, just pure lying. Maybe she's just somebody who believes her lies, and so throughout the whole trial, I was Team Johnny Depp, and I have no problem with calling Amber Heard Amber Turd at all, for obvious reasons. And I even put a little post, like a drawing up on Facebook that Amber Turd, and it showed her, and there was a little turd on a bed. And so I enjoyed this, even though it, because it's funny is that it is kind of a like a bad TV drama, that it actually made me slightly uncomfortable because I've experienced these type of things. And which it shouldn't, because of how cheesy it is. Now, the two actors, there's Mark Hapka. He played Johnny Depp. I thought he did a great job. And I thought that if you look at his picture, I don't really see Johnny Depp. Like, I'm looking on IMDb, I don't really see it, but they got it with his voice, the mannerisms, the clothes, um, expressions, and things like that for him to play Johnny Depp. And I thought that he did an excellent job as Johnny Depp. Like, if they ever needed a Johnny Depp double for something, that's the guy that they should get. Megan Davis plays Amber Turd, and I thought that as an actress, she did a fine job. She does not look like Amber Turd, but um, from time to time, I will call her Heard. But she did get down, especially in the courtroom, uh, a lot of her mannerisms. I think I did read something where Megan said that she didn't watch the trial, like she didn't want to watch any of it. So maybe it's all direction, and like her looking at the jury constantly. And there's some other things that she does that are very Amber Heard-ish. So I think that she did a decent job, and I think the other cast members did a decent job too. Like I said, this is pretty much in a nutshell. Uh, it focuses on key parts of the trial, and like they do bring up her allegedly pooping in the bed. It brings up the scars on her arm that were at a red carpet premiere, which, from what I've read, were photoshopped. Uh, they bring up the compact that has all the makeup in it for like stage makeup for scars. That's brought up in it. And a lot of these things are, when you would hear it from Amber's side, there's two, I guess they're supposed to be like TikTok influencers, and they debunk a lot of what she's saying. So like this guy, once the compact with all the makeup in it is brought up, he says, "Oh, really, Amber? Like this one?" And he shows the compact and he debunks it. There's also a woman influencer that's on there that also debunks things. They're throughout the whole film. It would have been nice to maybe have one or two other people just to kind of break it up, because as I'm sure there was more than two people on TikTok or whatever they're calling it for the movie that did review the trial. I don't think that they really showed Mary Craig, I think is how you say her name, or Karg. Yeah, because it's yeah, Karg, I think it is. Mary Karg. She plays Elaine, which is Amber's lawyer. I don't think that they showed enough of her failing. There's that great moment in the actual trial where Elaine just doesn't know what to do. You know, she keeps getting shut down by Depp's lawyers, and the judge keeps agreeing with them, and she doesn't know what to do. She's just stuck. Like everything I say, I'm being stopped. And I don't think that they showed enough of her. I don't know, maybe they're just trying to be fair, but enough of her failing. Um, the movie obviously sides, well, okay, let me phrase it this way. The filmmakers, so basically, the writer, the director, the producer, I even saw it, and I should have watched it, is the actress who plays Amber Heard, um, bashing Amber Heard. And it's a video that was on YouTube, and I didn't watch it. But I guess just this is very much a kind of pro Johnny Depp film. It definitely sides with him. And so maybe they were just trying to even stuff out a little bit and not show Amber's team as such bad lawyers, since Depp had really good lawyers. We saw that. And it's so like Melissa Marty plays Camille Vasquez, so Depp's lawyer. She's basically the one that took everyone down, and that was the smartest thing that the original trial could have done, was to get a young female lawyer to basically attack Amber Heard while she's in the witness chair, because then nobody could say it was a man beating up on Amber Heard, or it was like a racist thing or anything like that. That if it's a woman who's roughly around the same age that's questioning Amber Heard, you can't really say anything about that. And so that was very smart. So the courtroom stuff in the film I thought was fine. They basically just reshot, but in more of a dramatic, television type of way. It wasn't done like sometimes they try to get like the camera angles from the actual trial, but otherwise it would look more like a TV movie type of filming for those scenes. But overall, the trial stuff was just reenacting what had already been there. Like there's nothing new. And the jury, I think, was probably shot in one day, because it's one camera angle basically, and it's, you can tell the director's like, okay, look to your left, look to your right, look straight ahead. Okay, Johnny Depp just said something funny, so laugh. It's and that's what you have to do to get these things out so quickly. Is it's maybe one angle or two. You're just telling them what to do, and boom, jury's done. We got it in 4 hours. Okay, you guys are wrapped. You're out of here. And so that was kind of funny. The one thing that I did like in this is that Amber Heard would basically be on the witness stand, and she would be telling her side of the story. So then it would cut to the past. An actual scene of what she's talking about is done. So as an example, she's talking to Johnny about the Wino Forever tattoo, which was originally Wyona Forever, Wyona Ryder. And she's joking him about it. She's kind of razzing him about the Wino Forever tattoo. And he hits her in the face, and she falls to the ground. And then he hits her again. And she's like moaning in pain. From there, we see the Johnny Depp character, I guess, look into the camera, because they do break the fourth wall. They talk to the camera. They do break the fourth wall a fair amount. And he looks into the camera and says, except this isn't how it happened. And then that cuts back to them on the sofa again. And then Amber Heard comments on the tattoo, and it's a completely different way that it happened. And they do this twice with two different things, where Amber said that she was hit, was abused by Johnny Depp. And twice we see it from her point of view. And then Depp looks into the camera and says, that's not how it happened. And then shows it from his point of view, which seems much more realistic than how she's portraying it. There's another thing in there that I like, and I'm going to have to look closely at Johnny Depp's hand. But according to this, when he met Amber Heard, his nickname for her is Slim. So he got tattooed, I guess, because of the tattoo for Winona Ryder. She got him to tattoo Slim on his knuckles. So SLIM. And throughout the film, the S stays, and we see the L become a C, and the I becomes a U, and then the M stays an M, and it becomes scum. So I would like to get a close up at some point of the actual Johnny Depp's. I'm not sure if it's left or right that he has it on. But I want to see if it actually says scum on his fingers. That's something I didn't know. If that's real, I had no idea. That might have just been for the film, but maybe that is. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So is this actually worth watching? Sure, why not? We get a lot of past stuff, like of Depp and Heard meeting, on a film set. We get a lot of stuff that I don't know if it's entirely 100% true, that outside the courtroom, which we have obviously evidence of, because they shot the entire thing against Amber Heard's will. Johnny Depp wanted it shot because Johnny Depp obviously knew that he was telling the truth. Amber didn't want it shot because she knew that she was lying. So that's the real stuff. They do some out of court, like as they're walking to their cars. You see their reactions to the crowd that's waiting out there for them. Depp's is huge and Heard's is small. We get a lot of there's a few scenes of the Amber Heard character outside the courtroom panicking because things just aren't going her way. And then we get a lot of stuff of them on location for films or on vacation, or it could be Australia. That's the other one. Yeah. So the second one where the Johnny Depp character pops up and says this isn't how it happens is the alleged attack that he did on Turd in Australia. And that's the second one, I believe. I believe there's only two. I could be wrong, but I think there's only two. So it's the tattoo and then Australia are the two where he looks into the camera and goes, but that's not how it really happened. And I really like that. I thought that was done well. And it's because you are showing both points of view, but we know that only one of them is correct. And apparently the filmmakers felt Johnny Depp's was correct because they side with him a lot. His kids are brought up, but only once or twice. Nothing really from Amber's past is brought up, unless it's like courtroom stuff. The ending of the film, I was a little disappointed with the ending, so this is a spoiler. But I think the film's been out long enough now that if you really had an interest in seeing it, you would. And of course, if you've seen the trial, that you obviously know the ending, that Depp won and Turd lost. And the only reason why he owed her $2 million is that the jury felt that they should do something, even though they felt that he was 99%, telling the truth. And but there was maybe that one little percentage there. They're like, well, we got to do something. We got to give her something. And it's really not even for something that Johnny Depp said. It was for something that a colleague of his said. And he got busted with a 2 million. But for Johnny Depp, $2 million is like $2. That's all he has to do is make another movie, and just that money comes right back in. For her, I mean, she just doesn't have any money. I mean, if you've kept up with stuff, I mean, she's pretty much, she says she's broke, but she owns houses and expensive cars, and she takes private jets and all that stuff. So she's probably not as broke as she says she is, but yeah, there's no way that she's paying this money. And now she's, I mean, just look on YouTube and Google and all that. She's going way out of her way to uh, hurt Johnny Depp supporters. She's going out of her way to pretty much just do whatever she can. I mean, I've compared her to Donald Trump many times. That if you don't side with her, she will try to destroy you. And I mean, there were even reports of the baby that she has pictures of, that it's not her kid, that it's a rent-a-baby, because you never really see the kid's face in photos. And so whenever she wants to do a photo op with a baby, she just hires a baby. And those are the pictures. And it was rumored before that maybe the baby was, Elon Musk's baby. And now I guess that she's throwing him under the bus and saying it is his kid. So we'll have to see what he says. If it is, I feel sorry for it. But yeah, but the ending of the film. So we get to the end of the trial, and then we see Johnny Depp, like the day or the night before the verdict, is we see him in concert. The fans are cheering. He's having a great time. Everyone's having a great time. And it's like he's gone past it. He's up on stage and people are loving him and he's loving it and he's having a great time up there. In contrast to Amber being at home, and it's an empty house. It's cold. There's nobody there. And it's just her walking the hallway and just by herself. Depp is surrounded by fans and by people who love him and music and this really fun night, while she is just in this empty void, in this sterile house that just has nobody in it. And I mean, they don't even show pets. They don't show a dog. They don't show a bird. They don't show anything. It's just her just walking through this house looking, like almost knowing that she's going to lose. And then it comes up with the couple paragraphs saying, the next day Johnny Depp won, Amber Heard lost, he owed her 2 million, she owes him X amount. And that's where it ends. And I thought at first, like, oh shit, why didn't we see that? Why didn't we get that? Why didn't we get the next day? And then I thought, no, this is actually a perfect way to end it, because it does show, like I said, Depp just out there loving it and the fans loving it and all that, to Amber Heard's cold and loneliness. And that's, so it is actually a good ending. So with that being said, because I could go on and talk more and more and more about this, but the video would be way too long. Would I recommend it? Kind of like what I said at the beginning of the film. Yes, I would. Is it perfect? No. Is it just kind of like tabloid junk? Sure. Why not? In 5 years, it could be interesting, because hopefully all this will be done. I doubt it. Now I'm hearing stuff about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Wow. So I guess maybe we got another train wreck coming. Way back in the day, when it was Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, I was team Jennifer Aniston, because I thought what Brad Pitt did was pretty shitty. But now I guess there's stuff where Angelina Jolie is just bashing Brad Pitt. So who knows? Maybe we'll get Depp Heard, you know, part two with this, and it's Jolie Pitt. Um, but yeah, I mean, if I had to give it a rating, kind of like a 5-star type of thing, 1 through 5, I would give it a 3. 3 stars. Sure, why not? I enjoyed it, and it shows also how quickly you can make something, because you got to hit it when it's hot. Hints, hot take, and people are still interested in this because she's still out there being evil, doing her thing. So she's not going to let this go away. She doesn't have the money to pay him. I don't think he's going to let her off the hook. If he does, he's an idiot. And I'll lose respect for him. I guess now she's being sued by other companies, and Disney will hopefully get rid of her. My thoughts on Aquaman 2: just release it as is with her in the movie, and then just don't put her in anything else. Just recast her with like Amelia Clark or something like they've been talking about. But just let Aquaman 2 out. Just um, uh, I don't think Amber Heard is a bad actress, but I don't think that she will ever hit you know that plane of she'll never be like Nicole Kidman or anything. Um, so it's, or Meryl Streep or something. She'll just kind of always be like the hot blonde with a great body, which is why I think men keep going after her. It has nothing to do with her personality or if she's smart or not. I mean, if she was smart, she wouldn't have released that op-ed in the UK. She would have just let things go, since Depp was paying for stuff, so it definitely shows that she's very vindictive and a manipulator and just wants attention. So it's yeah, I mean, she's pretty classic when it comes to these type of things. So all right, everybody, that's my review. Thank you for watching this. I really appreciate it. And give the film a chance. It's on Tubi. It's free. Why not? Check it out. Try to find some of those other ones too, like the Brady Bunch biopic, or like I said, the Partridge Family biopic, and a lot of those, because they're based off of books from people that were actually in the shows, will have like cameos by the actors that were in the original shows, which is always kind of fun. But normally, not always. I don't think you're getting any cameos in the Depp Heard trial. But yeah, check those out too. They could be fun. And yeah, so I guess that's it. And I will talk to you on the next video, which will be next week. All right. Thanks. Bye.